evening. I am Kamau Kujichagulia, and this is On the Case with Kamau Kujichagulia, where each week we like to bring you some great personage to tell us about what they're doing in the Trenton, Mercer County area, or what they're doing in New Jersey or around the world. This week hopefully we're going to have a brother that we had on last year, Brother Antoine Chambers, who's from the Human Biology organization. Human biology, it's called that, but what it is, it's a like a health organization where they're trying to make people's lives better through better eating and other healthy endeavors. So hopefully he will make it on this night. But if he doesn't, well, we'll go on from there on what we have to talk about, because I have a plethora of things to talk about. But first, let me bring on my firstborn, Michael Harmon. Hello, son. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Pop?
I am doing pretty good, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good today, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
It's the 21st of September.
So my birthday is the 22nd, so I guess around the 21st, 22nd of every month. That's the good part of the month for me, huh? No?
No. You have it all
That's not what you're saying?
It's the 21st. That means if you invert it, it would be the 12th, which would be my birthday.
Oh, your birthday. All that inverting going on.
Anyway, how's your life? What's going on?
Nothing's really going on special. I moved into my new apartment.
Okay, how's that? How is that? You're down at Carteret Arms now, right?
Yes.
Okay, how is the Carteret Arms? I mean, we used to do a radio broadcast out of Carteret Arms years and years ago.
Yeah.
How well, it was pretty nice back then, but that was what? Wow, that was 30 years ago. How's your house?
It's that's a good building.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a good building.
I'm glad to hear that.
The apartment is huge. The bedroom is huge. Yeah, you gotta get over here and check it out. The bedroom is absolutely huge. You got a balcony. We overlook the Delaware River and the water sanitation department, so we have an excellent view.
Okay, so you keep an eye on what they're doing over there, Trent.
I can. I got a high power camera too.
There you go.
Yeah. But this is a nice little building. We got the restaurant downstairs. I forgot the name of it. We got that restaurant downstairs. Excellent food, and the residents have been welcoming.
That's good. Is there a barbershop in there?
I haven't seen a barbershop.
No. I don't know whether there used to be a barbershop, but there used to be a beauty salon in there.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of little rooms down on the first floor. You can tell that where there used to be something in there. You know what I mean? There's nothing in them now. A lot of rooms are run down, but on the first floor, and need work. But you can tell there used to be, something in those rooms.
It seems like an ideal place to put a small business that caters to people.
I was thinking about opening a candy store. I was thinking about opening a candy store, or a store like that,
Uh-huh.
And for this building, just for this building,
well,
that's money.
Plus, you have a school right next door,
right?
Yeah, I know.
Right?
So, seems like a good place to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine. I know that in its heyday, there were many small businesses in Carteret Arms.
Yeah.
People were in and out of there all the time. I don't know what the security situation down there is now, but it used to be people would run in, run out, getting their hair done and doing other things. There was a restaurant, of course. It still is a restaurant. Now, is that restaurant? Does it have seats in it? Tables?
Table, yes, it does. They say they're a takeout restaurant. They do have tables in there, but they definitely want you to, get your food and go.
Okay.
But if you want to, you can sit down and eat in there.
Okay.
But it's a nice restaurant. You could tell when you walk down that main corridor on the first floor where the atrium, I think it's the atrium, is huge down there. And then there's that corridor where you can there's a bunch of businesses with glass windows and like for doors, windows, doors.
Right.
And you can just tell that this building used to be hustling. Used to be hustling.
It bothers me that there's so few Black businesses in Trenton. I mean, just small. I mean, like clothing businesses and shoes and hats and toys and I mean, everything basically.
There is none of that type of business in Trenton, basically.
Well, there are a couple, but there should be more. I mean, we're still a city of 85,000 people. That's 85,000 people. Plus, during the day, another 20, 30,000 people come into the city.
Right.
And most of them are Black and brown people. So if you cater to Black and brown people, it seems to me that it could work. But you know how things are. You know how things are. But anyway, that's good. I'm glad you have a nice spot.
Yeah, this place. I like this building.
I'm glad. Very, very glad. So, what is going on in the city of Trenton?
I'm in the city of Trenton, but I really don't have my ear to the street of the city of Trenton. So why don't you tell me what's going on?
I've been going out on my bicycle. I'd be riding around our fair town. And I know there's a new restaurant that just opened down on, I think it's 9 North Willow Street, where the cupcake place used to be, I believe. I don't know. If it's not where the cupcake place was, it's very close to that area.
Okay.
I don't understand why people keep opening places there because there's no parking. But anyway, they just opened up a new restaurant there. And that's Black-owned restaurant. So I got to get down there and check them out, and
Yeah, me too. Checked out the new one on East State Street.
Oh, Low Bud?
Yes.
I was there this evening, come think of it. So,
excellent food in that.
Excellent. Oh, it was just, I had salmon, just so good. And as I ride around on my bicycle,
keep saying that.
Because I want people to know I get my exercise, So
I'm not gonna say nothing, but go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna get my exercise in, So, but then I know. Remember, we were talking about the sidewalk out in front of the park.
Yes.
They came all the way down to the area that is messed up, and they even did a little bit of that area. But then seems like they've stopped, and there's still a bad patch there. But it seems like they've dried up a lot of the water,
Okay. So, where was that water coming from?
I don't know all that. But it seems to me that if in 2023 they could dry up that water, they could have done that in 1973. You know what I mean? If they had the will, shit.
Right.
doesn't make any sense to me that they let something like that go on for all these years, and it obviously didn't take a great effort to stop it.
Right.
So, but anyway, they still have work to do. This, I don't know whether it was the county who was doing that, or whether it was, what's her name? Did say that it was the city, didn't she?
Armstrong.
No. Yasminelli.
Okay.
Yasminelli, because I believe she texted us after she had been on here, and she said that it was the city that had actually been working on that. So
okay,
don't stop. Finish the job. Whatever you got to do it.
Because I fell.
Well,
over there on that part, I fell.
You did.
Yes, I did.
Were you
all
walking?
That slippery stuff, all that slippery moss.
Were you walking?
Whatever stuff is on them rocks.
Were you walking?
Huh?
Were you walking?
I was walking. And decided to cut down the trail, come out on the street, and I fell.
Wait a minute, you mean from the park?
Yes.
The trail from the park?
Yes. I was up in the park and I came down, and was gonna walk under the bridge, come back around, and I fell. Got my butt wet.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thank you, City of Trenton.
Well, I rode my bike down there one time, and I fell too.
It got us both, huh, Pop?
Got us both. I couldn't get up.
You told that before.
Oh, I couldn't get up. So, well, anyway, so that's why. That's not why I'm so concerned about that spot. It might be a little bit, but I've been concerned about that spot for 30 years. Because it's just. I mean, I see kids walk up and down there every day, going to and from Junior 1 or Holland Middle School, whatever you call it. And it's just not. It just. I said Junior 1, Junior 3. Excuse me. It's not fair to them. It's not. So it's that's one thing. What else is going on in the city of Trenton? As I ride my bike around.
As you ride your bike, what do you see?
You know what? Downtown, State and Broad, they have the restaurants. They have a chicken spot, then there's a pizza spot across the street, and there's a Chinese spot right up the street from the chicken spot. And I was down there, and I just wanted to get a potpourri of many things, and it was good. It was good. It was pretty good fast food. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, the chicken. I mean, I can't. It's one of my naughty secrets. Is I do go there a little bit, quite often, because even though I'm not supposed to.
Well, seeing that we're talking about this greasy food, and all this unhealthy eating, maybe we better bring on Brother Chambers, and maybe he can set us straight. What do you think about that, brother?
I would love to hear from Brother Chambers. Is he here?
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, there he is. What's up?
Mr. Antoine, how are you? You gotta unmute your mic.
Good evening. How are you guys today?
I'm doing well.
Very good. Very good. Did you hear him talking about the unhealthy food he eats?
My family does it too.
Brother, it's good to have you back on the show. It's been just about a year ago that you were with us, right?
Yes. It's been a while, and a whole lot has happened since.
Okay, so let us set you up. First, you tell people you're Antoine Chambers, you're CEO of Human Biology. That's right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell people what that means very, very quickly? Then we can get into what you've been doing for the past year.
Basically, getting back to the root of it all. Getting back to how we were living prior to, the United States, for the longest of thousands and thousands of years building. And when we were at our most optimal, we were plant based. We introduced plant based to the world, as we did many other things. So just getting back to the root, and that'll help us get back to us being our best. So that includes cutting out a lot of the things that lead to deaths in the family, or having to get on different medications, and you know um, all of that. So just going back to the basics and showing that you can still eat the same things you always ate with your friends and family, but this time with an original, culturally competent plant-based twist, swapping out certain ingredients. That's all.
So what is the organization?
So we have human biology. We just got tax exempt a few months ago, and so we're essentially making classes. We have plant-based nutrition basics and whole food culinary medicine, and in there you learn the difference between different foods and what they do to you, and you learn how to prepare healthy meals with a plant-based ingredients. And then we have human biology investments, and we're using that as an arm to basically help drive social impact. A lot of the things that lead to a community being a food desert would be a lack of healthy foods, and so we're just trying to invest in that through human biology investments. And so you have the education piece and you have the impact piece, and together we create a homeostatic or community of homeostasis among the African diaspora.
You talk about food deserts. What are food deserts?
Essentially, places where people don't have access to healthy food is more unhealthy food than healthy food, and it's a pretty uh, designed dynamic. None of it is by accident, and a lot of other parties, get rich off of it, as well as a death on the back end. Um, so yeah, that's essentially what a food desert is, and you'll find that food deserts, you'll also find that they intersect with other types of deserts, like financial deserts, financial literacy deserts, wealth deserts, and it's all related. These are all social determinants of health.
So what do you mean that other people are benefiting from this?
Well, the ones who are the ones that's in our communities, the major fast food chains, a lot of them, a lot of their leadership, they share some of the same leadership as some of the leadership of the companies where auntie or grandma might be on this drug or that drug. They at the highest level they share leadership, and so it's all very much an orchestrated um, dynamic. But all it takes is us getting a little bit of education about ourselves, and a little bit of you might have to learn how to cook a little bit differently, and that's nothing new. We're supposed to learn something new every day.
Antoine, you had mentioned classes that you guys give. Where do you guys give these classes at?
So they're primarily going to be in the food deserts that we service, and that'll be pretty much places where you'll have the highest concentrations of non-communicable disease like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and we'll focus our attention or focus our efforts on community centers. Um, we've done some outreach to churches here in South Jersey. We haven't had any programming with them quite yet, but ideally the max per class would be about 25 people. That way it's not too overwhelming on the health coaches. Um, and so these would pretty much be uh, B2B contracts where we would contract with a healthcare provider or a doctor's office who already has the patient flow, and they're just adding us in as that nutritional service.
Okay.
And on the investment side, we have HB Fashion. We didn't have HB Fashion, and we didn't have Human Biology Investments a year ago. Um, and one of the assets that we own under under Human Biology Investments is HB Fashion, and that's a fashion line pretty much to promote the overall mission, which is supported by these two, nonprofit and for-profit arms. and it's supposed to be brand awareness for that, where when you want to know what does it look like to have healthy nutrition, if you will, or fashionable nutrition. That's kind of what we're trying to promote. And you can check out some of those on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, where we have the online store accessible, as well as our website directly.
What is your website?
Humanbiology.org. That's something else we didn't have a year ago. We have a website now. Um, we're still building it out, but um, pretty much all of our intentions are stated there, and who we're trying to serve, and the difference we're trying to make.
So your website is www.humanbiology.org.
That's right.
And your Facebook page is Facebook.
They're on there too. Facebook and Instagram, they're on there too.
Okay. Okay. Well, and what now? You say you have fashions. What is that? Clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, we call it HB Fashion, just because it's under the brand, Human Biology, but it's its own entity, and we're trying to, get teams together. We're recruiting sales representatives right now. If you go to Vegan Job Board through Vegan Mainstream, the owner Stephanie Redcross, she's been really great with mentorship. The times that I've met her in the past, virtually, of course, and um, yeah, she has a job board on her website, and HB
She
Fashion.
has the what?
She has a job board on her website.
A job board.
Yeah, where you can post jobs related to your company, and we have a sales representative position up there, and we've
Now,
had some people.
Is HB Fashion is going to be about human biology and eating right, or is it going to be its own thing?
It is its own thing, um, but like I said, it's more so like brand awareness for the mission. So we're building out team. We're putting together teams. We're looking for designers, models, sales reps, and product merchandisers. So in our partner store is in our where we get the clothes made is in Woodbury. So anybody that's in the South Jersey area or that can commute down there for the merchandising and um, product merchandisers, that would be great, and we'll help them get some experience. And on the sales side, everyone to start off with commission in this tiered commission. So the more you make, each time you hit your sales goal, your commission is going to increase actually. So the more you make, the more you sell, and it'll sort of like feed itself. Um, yeah, so we're ready to bring on investors on an investment side. We're ready to bring on contracts on a nonprofit side, so we can get some education. We're statewide, so we have volunteers who get certified in plant-based nutrition at no expense to them. Um, we'll put together with a whole team of other individuals who care very much about healing the community, um, keeping the planet well,
Because
helping the health.
eating right is very, very important. I over the past few years came to realize that some of the things you eat actually cause you pain in your body. I was going through gout, um, where my feet would swell, and for years I just didn't know where it came from, and it was because I was eating, shellfish, and every time I would eat the shellfish, my feet would just blow up. And so you know, finding what's to eat right, definitely will help your body and help make you more healthy.
Everything in your produce section. A lot of times people might ask, well, what do you eat? And I'd be like, everything else. If you go to any ShopRite, Wegmans, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, everything in your produce section.
Mhm.
Um, Vegetables, they can withstand some heat, so you can transform those into meat textures that anyone might be used to. And like I said, we're actually going to be um, showcasing a whole lot of different recipes in our classes.
Mhm.
So you can take that home with you and show it with your family, typically a family of four or something like that. So yeah, just read about your history, read about what the ancestors did. They was not eating on animals. eating on animals is a cannibalistic act that was introduced to all of the colonies around the world by the colonizers. Um, Africans had a spiritual, and I mean prior to 1492, Africans had a, you know, we've been alive for almost a million years. So us being here in America, through slavery is only literally just a blip um, in the grand scheme of things. And so if you look at the timeline, that would just look like yesterday. But they had a spiritual relationship with the environment themselves. They saw themselves as a part of nature, and so when you see yourself as a part of nature, everything around you is not, your enemy. Versus the people who grew up in a separate environment where they have to conquer nature. They look at themselves as separate from nature. So that means everything that's in nature is, open season. I can eat it. Even, they try to eat us when they came to Africa. Oh, let me put that inside me so I can try and get some of that too. The same thing when you see them eating on other animals, um, so they can get protein, or a lot of these things is not real science. Um, and so anyone that has a pet, or anyone that has visited any animal farm at some point in their life, so and that just represents the worst of what a human can do. You have that type of dominion over those animals, but is it really, are you really wielding that power for good when you have the option of letting another being live? We don't have to eat on them. We've thrived for thousands of years. That's the reason why we could build the pyramids, and they don't know how we built it. That's why we were able to carve out temples from mountains, and they don't know how we did it. And this is thousands of years ago. You can't have the type of clarity of mind to be able to do such genius things if you're getting brain fog, if you're getting diabetes at 40. These people live for a very long time. Um, a lot of it just makes sense that the way we live now is not how they were living. And even though a lifetime for us might, seem like it's a long time, and 60 years or 70 years, and back then in that on that continent might have seemed like it was a long time ago, but it really what isn't that long a time ago.
It's like a blink of an
So
eye. Actually,
absolutely. So, but it's not to critique people who's eating that way. It's just that our community, we're not in control of our communities. We're not in control of anything. We don't own or control anything. So we have to eat what's being fed to us, most of our community. This country, we built this house, but we don't own this house. We just live in it. So we have to follow who the person who owned that house, follow their rules.
right?
And that's why we don't control what our kids eat when they go to school. They try to do it in Oakland in the 70s in California. That's when you had school breakfast introduced after they got shut down. Um, and then now you see it in all schools across the country now. But we started that when we tried to feed our own communities. So all it takes is a little bit of Sankofa, engaging in the past to create a new future. And so, it just makes sense. And if you look at a gorilla, they're huge as ever, all muscle, big belly and everything. They'll put a hole through a chest. They don't eat any animals at all.
So if I came to you, what would you do? What would you do with me?
I would have you. So we have one-on-ones. We haven't implemented that. That's more so the um, business to direct to consumer side. But 99% of our business would be business to business. If you did, I would um, ask you to maybe recommend your doctor's office, your primary care office, to enroll us in their provider network, so that you can, we can get not just you, but everyone who might be coming to that practice who might have some type of nutritional related condition.
Okay, so you deal instead of just dealing with the individual, you deal with businesses who have individuals.
Yes, yes. The nonprofit, we're a business to business organization. We don't have a dietitian on board yet. I'm working on. We do have an NPI number, but we have a
NPI,
uh,
nonprofit.
no. NPI is a national provider identifier. That's what your doctor has to bill your health insurance.
Okay.
We have that, but we have an organizational type. We don't have the individual type. So that's why we can't see one-on-one patients. We can only do group. But we're working on getting some dietitians involved, so that we can probably work that out so that we can see people one-on-one. But for the most part, the nonprofit is business to business. So if there's a church that you attend or a mosque that you work with, that would be our customer. We would love to speak with them. If they're in Trenton, that's definitely a food desert, just like Camden, Bridgeton, Vineland, Atlantic City. We want to take our services there.
Okay. So next year, when we talk with you again, you can tell us how you've developed relationships with these different organizations and that you're really pumping it out, right?
Doing our best, absolutely. Do you have a relationship with the Father Center of New Jersey? Are you familiar with them?
The Father Center
of New Jersey? They're based in Trenton and Burlington.
I know of it. I don't really have a relationship with them.
Okay.
I said I don't know them.
So they deal with youth, young men, and actually men all across the age spectrum. And they do great work in helping to anyone who has the ability to be a father. Basically, they help you reintegrate into society as a leader, as a pillar in your community, and as a pillar in your family. And so they start with, that they call themselves the Father Center of New Jersey. And essentially, they work with young men. I'd imagine a whole lot of youth, and they're based in Trenton and Burlington, and they do a whole lot of work, helping to put them on the right path. And so I wanted to connect with them because on the HB fashion side, I think with the entrepreneurship, that can add another element to some of the work that they do.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do in that regard. Okay?
Appreciate it very much.
Very much. Well, brother, it's been good having you on with us again. Sorry I was so short because I know you have a lot to tell people about, and
I'm down for possibly like a written or like a release in your print editions if possible. Mm-hmm. That way we could add it to point a lot of people in that direction. Okay. Drive a lot of written traffic.
Right. Well, we can talk about that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Put them in touch with your boy.
Let us know. We'll get in touch with you about that, and we'll see what we can do. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Okay, man. Take care of yourself, okay?
Mr. Chambers, you have a good night, man. Thank you for coming on Human Biology, talking about food deserts. We appreciate you, brother.
Trying to keep it fashionable, too.
Oh,
HB Clothing, HB Fashions?
Yeah,
HB
same thing.
Fashions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually have like I said, we have the links on our Facebook page and our Instagram, and both of them you can access from our website, humanbiology.org.
Gotcha.
Very good. All right, brother. Thank you much. Well, that was just like last year, right?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
He was one of our first. Him and Darren Green came on together.
Yeah, I was down in the Atlantic City when we did them. And,
okay.
That was one of our first shows, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So we have maybe putting some stuff together. We have some interesting people, you know, that have so much that they want to do, and they want to share what they're doing, you know, get it out there so that it can blow up, you know.
Right.
That's what people need. They need the promotion, you know. So
they need promotion. They also just need place to let people know, to vent,
yeah,
to air out what they're doing, you know. And that's one of the things we try to provide here.
Yeah,
on the case.
That's exactly what we try to provide here.
Right.
So, okay. Well, until next week, I am Kamau Kujichagulia.
I'm Michael Harmon. I'm his son.
My firstborn. We'll see you next week.
Love you.
Peace. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Al. Thank you, audience. Appreciate it very, very much. Good night.
You're welcome, Father.
Thank you, Michael.